What's up, everybody? It's the Draco Meteorologist here again with a Week 5 in the TPL, or the Twin Leaf Premier League. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Last week we played against the Fighting Lando Tees, and we took a pretty decisive 4-0 victory off of the hands of a really strong Choice Specs Terra Flying Iron Jugulus. I think he ended up getting like 5 kills throughout the entire match. I think I played really well and clicked very well, so it was really nice to come back on a win after losing 2 in a row. Right now we're in the middle of the standings, just sitting outside of the playoff picture in ninth place with a +2 differential. So I am pretty excited for week 5 to hopefully get this winning streak rolling and being one of those, for sure in playoff teams. We still have about half the season left. I believe we have 8 weeks. So we are at the halfway point now. Obviously, every game matters. So let's get into our match today. In week 5, we are going up against the Golden City Gardevoirs. Pre-draft, or during like the original phase of draft before you could do any other transactions, this was probably my favorite team, and I think they got even better. Personally, I can go in a little in depth of the Pokemon at least that I think are going to be brought this week. That's going to be Iron Bundle, Chi-Yu, Scizor, Latios, Kingambit, Pawmot. I feel like those are the solid 6. It seems weird not bringing a Terra Captain, and I think Sylveon could come instead of like Latios, in my opinion. However, I think Iron Bundle, one of the few Pokemon that's going to outspeed my Chien-Pao, so I think that's going to be a must and an offensive set. Chi-Yu just looks really good into my team in general with a fire and fighting, or fire and dark stab, and is just a really good wall breaker, so that's going to be pretty tough to deal with. Scizor is a great defensive check for Chien-Pao, as well as being able to click Bullet Punch into me, a stab priority move, which is not the greatest for Chien-Pao, and same thing with the Pawmot, but not as great as a defensive check, but basically always coming in, being able to click Mach Punch and KOing me. So those 4 I think are almost guaranteed. Kingambit to me looks pretty likely. My team isn't the greatest with dealing with this Pokemon. I don't really have any good fighting type Pokemon. Tinkaton, who's my only fairy type that can kind of resist that dark sucker punch, really gets hurt by Iron Head. So it's something that I really need to make sure that I'm being proactive on, and I have a couple ways to kind of deal with it. And finally, either between that Latios or Sylveon, honestly, I don't love either of them too much. I think Sylveon could come in and break some holes in my team. Terra Fire makes the most sense to me. So I could see that. Latios might come just for a pretty nice speed tier. Strong Dracos. Has, a... No, it doesn't have a fire move for Tinkaton. So Tinkaton does pretty well with that, but I'd have Tinkaton dealing with something else. So other Pokemon on this team that I didn't really talk about: Serena, Gligar, Glimmet is fake. Serena and Gligar I don't think look that great. Petrant legitimately walls this Serena as his only way of really like removing hazards other than like defog with scissors, which is very possible. And Gligar I have Chien-Pao, and just overall I don't think the stab ground moves are too great into my team overall, and it's just I feel like it just has better Pokemon overall. So, and Glimmet, the only reason would be like Toxic Spikes, and I have the best poison type, or one of the best poison types that's going to be coming every week. So let's see what I did for this upcoming week. Alrighty, of course, we've got Chien-Pao. I don't like this matchup again. I think this has been 2 weeks in a row where I haven't loved the matchup for Chien-Pao. Obviously, this is still such an amazing Pokemon that it should be coming every single week. I am going as physically offensive as I possibly can with Adamant Choice Band, max speed to make sure that I get over some of his other team, the Latios is going to be the main thing, like between the Iron Bundle and then Latios. There's a really big speed tier, so I'm able to go Adamant, which is really nice. I'm not trying to go max speed to like maybe if Iron Bundle didn't, like that would just be foolish. So this thing gets revenge killed really easy, right? So it doesn't make sense to go with like a life orb like sword stance set. So I'm just clicking a button, right? Most of the time, Sacred Sword looks really good into his team. Sucker Punch if I need to get in there with like priority. It was something crazy where like Pawmot takes like 75% damage from a Sucker Punch even though it's resisted. So like this Pokemon is still going to be slapping really hard. So I'm excited about that. But it's not going to be sweeping by any means unless like 3 of his Pokemon are dead, which you know, I guess is possible, but we'll see. So next we have our Cinderace. Cinderace is going to be our dedicated lead Pokemon. He is going to be rocking the Focus Sash, Libero, and Jolly. He has Pyro Ball, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, and High Jump Kick. I felt like Iron Bundle looked like one of the best leads. I was doing some really wacky things with getting like Sucker Punch off to make sure that I could live like a Hydro Pump if that landed, and then like I would always be down into like the 25% range as long as he didn't have like a choice specs. So anything under, I should be in that 25% range. And I was like, oh, I'll do like a Salic Berry or something. And then I remember, holy crap, this guy just has Mach Punch, so I'm just going to die. So I just thought it made most sense to do Focus Sash, right? If Bundle is not Scarfed, I feel like it's really hard for you to stay in there. If he is Focus Sash as well, I'm totally down to trade one for one. I think Bundle is one of the most terrifying things into my team. So I think he has to kind of respect that. Otherwise, Pyro Ball just looks really good into the rest of his team as well. So my plan is basically no matter what I'm looking at, I'm probably going to be clicking High Jump Kick. If something comes in like the Sylveon to resist it, then I could probably go into like a Pyro Ball, but depending on if he didn't like use Flip Turn or something like that to break my Sash. So we'll see. Otherwise, we got good priority in Sucker Punch. Pyro Ball, again, just kind of goes hard. So that main dedicated lead potentially even help with some. It's got a great speed tier, into like Latios, for example. The Libero U-turn does really good as well. So up next, we've got our Terra Captain, Iron Jugulus. Iron Jugulus is going to be kind of like the third, second and a half check for King Gambit. We've got substitute leftovers, Fire Blast, Dark Pulse, and Earth Power with a Terra Fairy. I am not rocking the Terra Fairy Wow, Terra Fairy Terry Blast. This is just to help a little bit with the Sucker Punch as well. I know I already resisted in Dark, but there was another Pokemon on the team that I wanted to make sure that I had Fairy for that honestly I kind of forget about right now. Um, I think it might have been Palmont. Yeah, a Palmont Mach Punch coming in and doing a lot of damage was the main thing. I in my mocks honestly didn't click the Terra button too often. It didn't come up. I was like thinking like flying, but again then I'd lose my dark type, and then the other one was poison, which I didn't love because again I lose my resistances. So I might not even Terra this thing at all, but the Terra Fairy is basically for that Mach Punch. Maybe like dropping Dracos if Latios comes in or something like that. Um, yeah, so Fire Blast is doing a lot to King Gambit. If I feel like he's going to be clicking Sucker Punch into me, Substitute's going to be a must there. But yeah, that's going to be Iron Jugulus. Next, we have Petrarunt. Petrarunt is going to be basically as max physically defensive as you can, and this is going to be the automatic check for Pawmot as well as Scizor. So I think those two Pokemon are going to come in on Michienpao very often. Scizor seems like his main source of pivot in this role as well. So bringing in Petrarunt, who's going to have a Rocky Helmet to either take those U-turns and dish it back to Scizor, who doesn't really get too much off of it. I have Nightshade that's going to be doing a consistent 100 damage. The other scary thing is I feel like this lets in King Gambit, so again we have Nightshade for that as well. And Destiny Bond just in case something kind of gets out of whack, because you're going to have to be clicking like Kowtow Cleave, and I am faster than it. So I am pretty confident in this set. I think it'll be pretty good at walling and just getting some decent chip damage all around as well. Next, we got Tinkaton, who was the hidden MVP of last week with the amount of things that it was able to accomplish. Thunder Waves, Rocks, basically getting some good ship with Ice Hammer as well. This thing is coming back, and this is going to be the main King Gambit answer. I've got a little bit of a weird EV spread. It's going to be a mix between physically and specially bulky. I think I basically EV'd for like a black glasses, three Pokemon down. I always live a Kowtow Cleave plus Iron Head from full, as well as I'm getting a lot of chip from Rocky Helmet. The Stealth Rock is my only way of setting hazards this week. Encore is if he does click Sword Stance. I'm always faster to make sure that stays out. I think there's a lot of things that can come in and like set up on Tinkaton. Like I think Chi-Yu is very easy for it to come in on Tinkaton. So if I feel going cheeky and clicking like a T-Wave on it, I think that would be extremely important as well to kind of really neuter that thing as well. And then Brick Break just for that damage in King Gambit if it ever is like a late game situation where he can't really switch out. I have something that does okay chip, like even quad resisted. Like King Gambit's just so thick. I think I do like 35 to 40% is this quad weak Brick Break uh, move. So On to our last Pokemon. We have Blastoise making his return. I felt like I was playing really passive with this guy, and not like actually losing. Like he wasn't the reason I lost week 2 and 3, but I felt like I want to be a little bit more aggressive when I play with this guy, make some more predictions and things like that. He's going to be max special defense. He's going to be the main Chi-Yu and Iron Bundle check. Iron Aura Sphere and Surf kind of go pretty hard into their entire team. And Rapid Spin, Flip Turn are just kind of like the normal two moves on this as well. I was debating Mirror Coat, but again, I think that's really easy to play around. Where if you can predict a Mirror Coat, like especially when you see AV or you calc AV, you're kind of nervous about that. So I think a lot of people will hard switch. So that's where either the Flip Turn or Aura Sphere a lot of the times will be clicked. So, but yeah, that is going to be it for the team builder for week 5. I will see you guys on the other side when we start the match. Wish me luck. Thanks. Alrighty, here we go. Week 5. Waiting to click this accept button. Let's see what they brought. Alrighty. No Lottie, which is fine, and no King Gambit. That to me is the biggest surprise. But I'm cool with it. I think we're gonna stick with our normal lead. I don't know what Serena's really doing here. Um, but yeah, let's just go with Cinderace lead here, which is the plan. Plan all along. Um, duh, 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 duh. So Terra Fire, as well as okay. Terra Fire is most likely. Terra Ferra obviously is the other one, and then I think what was the third one here? Steel. Steel could happen. I could see Steel. We'll see what they lead. I think it's almost always going to be a high jump kick into this squad here. Really just do a whole bunch of damage off the rip. And let's just hope it's no crash damage. Otherwise, that'd really suck. But that'd be okay. It's the risk we're willing to take. I think 90% chance is fine. Potential leads for them, I could see Bundle, maybe Scizor with like a slow turn, Chi-Yu to really just start breaking holes through. Sweet, this is kind of what I expected, and we're just going to go right into a high jump kick. Yep, flip turn makes sense. To Sylveon. Let's see, 25% leftovers. I think Tinkaton looks good here. Getting an Encore or T-Wave or something like that off. Perhaps even Rocks. Wish is good with me. I would like Rocks. Rocks right away is very nice. Nice. And we've got Petrunt here. U-turn seems to be the most likely click. Defog is good too. And I think we just click Nightshade here on something. Maybe next time that happens, I could do a little T-wave. Little T-wave action. He gets my helmet off, which is fine. With no King Gambit here, I'm really okay with this. Good bit of damage, good chip here. Rammus was always the switch. Dark Pulse. 26%, that's probably Scarf. I don't think that was too much damage into Chi-Yu. Uber's Fish Choice Scarf, Dark Pulse 25. Yep, to 30, that's probably Scarf damage. Flip turn makes the most sense. Serena doesn't get... Serena does get a fighting move, high jump kick. Can a Scarf be faster? I think I want to do this and kind of see what type of set I'm dealing with. I think Qianpao could have happened there, but I'm a little nervous with like a Yachi Berry or something like that. I think we just click Recover or Nightshade here. I like Nightshade, just keep getting chip off is good with me. Yeah, U-turn is fine. I can click Malignant Chain here. I think I would double in this situation if I were him, right? Into like a Pawmot. I kind of like going into Jug here. I think it's risky, but I really don't think you click Dark Pulse again with how much damage I did. But like, what am I scared of? Pawmot, definitely. But I still have. I think I play safe. I think I play safe. Yep, that's fine. Go right back into Pecharunt. Damn, I really wish. Again, I just gotta go with my gut. And that's fine. Volt is always free. I didn't bring Gliscor. Sylveon being here is kind of annoying with like a Wish set to keep things in and healthy. Click Recover here. That's good. Again, just a little bit of chip. And I go with Juggy here. Take that very well. Clicking sub would be nice. And I think I'm going to do that. Yep. I don't necessarily need to Terra just yet. I think Earth Power is my click here, probably. Fire Blast can miss. This is just the most consistent damage. You're probably here to wall this thing. So we'll do that. Yeah. Sometimes I forget that can go through sub, and that's definitely on me. That is fine. Definitely not great. I mean, what comes in here to take a hit? Scizor, right? Would be the click probably. I think I just crunch in front of this thing's face. Okay. Protect is good. Protect is really good. I think I might be cooked. From the Sylveon set. Like, that is taking too much damage. I think getting like a Thunder Wave off here or something would be good. We're good. I like to see this thing click Terra. With the clicking protect, it kind of lets in the Pawmot, which I don't love. I'm assuming Psychic Move is this last move. I think I click Thunder Wave here. I don't think you click Fire Move in my face. If I can get nice, we're good with that. Good with me. And this brings in Peturunt for free. Does neg damage. I think I'm gonna Malignant Chain in this thing's face. Our Nightshade is just always better. Okay, nice. Nightshade, always better. Okay, rocks. That's a good kill. That is a good kill there. This thing is gonna click Defog again. I think I just Nightshade. Recover up in front of this thing's face. This is good. And it's always Blastoise. I've kind of got the 50-50 right twice in a row. I think you kind of click what's in front of you here. Yep. Alright. That was a neutral click. He could call my flip. Sylveon is still alive. I think Peturunt is needed for that thing. I think a slow flip is probably best here. So I think I'll do that. I really am unsure how to deal with this thing. I think I need damage. I think I'm just gonna click Pyro Ball here. Protect is just always free from this person. Yep, I'm clicking it again. Yep, Terrifier makes the most sense to me as well. I really don't... How much did that do? Can I start killing this thing? I don't think so. I need to I've hit this thing so many times. Terra, Fire, and this thing is max would be my assumption here. Bold. Yeah, 21 to 25. Hike, Jump, Kink is never getting there. Like, what does... Jugulus would have. Moron. You are Hyper Voice for this. Don't know how much you're doing. Probably a decent amount. Oh, not a lot. Psychic Noise would definitely be the last one for my Peturunt. Decent damage. What do I need this for? Outspeeding Chiyu would be nice. I think it is just a U-turn into like Rammus or something like that. But I really like his... I don't think you do much to me. So I'm gonna go right into Poppy here. Click Baton Pass. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. So you don't have anything. I'm good with this. Thunderwave off of something. Or I just get rocks up. Nice. Glad it clicked off. He doubles here, right? I don't need this thing. That's the thing. Like, I have rocks. I don't need this thing. Nice. Big, big. Something against Parrot. Parrot. Don't miss. That's unfortunate, for sure. That sucks. That legitimately sucks. Missing two Thunderwaves in a row. Feeling like a couple years ago when I did that in playoffs as Golden Go. That really blows. Um, I don't know what he really has for this Pokemon, is the thing. Is Pawmot slowly taking chip damage? Nice. First time he saw Helmet. Um, Volt is free, right? We're good with that. Just click a nice little Nightshade on Scizor, who's like really trying to make sure these rocks stay up. I mean, we're slowly getting chip here. Yeah, I mean, just Nightshade is always, Nightshade just seems like the best click in general. I feel like I've got him and where he has to make a pretty educated 50-50. Seeing Baton Pass is really, really good for me. Um, Knowing that this doesn't have anything to hit me. Um, I care more about my health than rocks. And I think Tinkaton has enough health where it's very possible for me to get those up, especially with how Sylveon has number one nothing to hit me. I mean, you double here, right? Um, Flip turn kills here. And how much is... choice specs into... Hmm. I've only seen flip turn on this thing. think I go you and click Sucker Punch. Hope you miss like a... Yeah, that sucks. I'm not going to deny that that is not good for you. I do that again. Even if you hard switch into, yeah, Sylveon. Get my rocks back up here. Damn. Don't miss a high jump kick, please. To me, I don't know who I go into. Sylveon seems really necessary. I mean, this thing is definitely scarfed. If he sacks us here to get chip damage on me, I probably should have checked the calc to see if Chi-Yu Scarf kills. Try Scarf, Fire Blast. Oh, it does. Oh, that's modest. Timid's definitely a roll. Yeah, I didn't check the calc. I kind of assumed I would live, not gonna lie. Doesn't. This makes sense. This makes the most sense. I think I just do this. Try to start fishing for like a poison or something. Oh. Do you go into bundle or scissor? Or you just stay out? Is the real question. I don't know. I think I just go into Cinderace here. I threaten. This sucks. I don't really have a way to like actually deal with any of these things. I think to me it's Scizor try to get the rocks off. Okay. Yeah, I just have nothing to deal with this thing. Yeah, I'm good with that. To me, Baton Pass is free. So I go like this. Goddamn. Do I kill this in one? I sure fucking hope so. I sure hope so. No. Oh my god. I think I have to just click move into you. I like. I'm just so doomed. Please get a toxic. Please get a toxic. Yeah, that sucks. Rocks are. Rocks are gone. You click U-turn into Chiyu, who gets Dark Pulse for free. I think I have to do this. I live a Dark Pulse. Oh, I think I can click Sacred Sword here. On Sylveon. If Sylveon goes down, that's like best case. This is tough. I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna go back and look at all the things that I did stupid. Oh! That sucks. That blows. Well, now I lost the game. Is there an out? No, there's not. That's specs. Oh, that sucks. That really really sucks. Um, Dark Pulse always kills, so there's no reason. All right. Well, GG's. We take a 3-0 loss. That Sacred Sword was killing Chiyu. A non-crit, I live the Dark Pulse. Um, and then like Scizor comes in and is forced to click Bullet Punch. But I feel like I win the end game there. I would have to take a look, but I think I legitimately lost to a crit there, which is Pokemon. He says he has another angle. It's very possible. I think it was really close. I don't know exactly how it breaks me after that because like Sucker Punch always kills Bundle. I don't know. I had sacks with Stoice too. I whatever. GG's. We will see you guys next week.